Hi, I am Brett Davis. I'm the editor-in-chief of Inside Unmanned Systems magazine, and we are sitting here at the Autonomous Media booth, and we're talking with Shawn Spiker, the sales director for Hitec. So congratulations first off. I know the company has just turned 50 years old, almost as old as me. Congratulations. So what are you, I know you have a lot you could share, but what are the main things that you're trying to get across here at the show?
Well, we are celebrating the 50th, and we're taking it to where it's a big deal for us. It's a milestone. We're one of the biggest servo companies on the planet. We've been around for a long time. We've been doing this a long time, but we're really showcasing some of the new technologies for the servos, some of the new products, more of the industrial series servos that are used a lot in these applications here. But even on the kind of the non-industrial servos, we're getting to the point where the durability, the number of cycles, the number of hours that they can operate just nonstop is surpassing anything from the past. And I'd love to say, puts us above anybody else in the competition too. So we're showcasing some of those new products. We're building more servos that are using the CAN protocols and drone CAN protocols. Still RS-45. So other serial communications that are more than just the PWM, which is the normal protocol for the servos and what the servo's been using for decades. But at that time, same time, we're presenting ourselves. We're presenting, hey, we've been around 50 years. We're a servo company you can trust.
We know what we're doing.
We have some of the best product, and we're one of the few servo companies around that can produce 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 units of a servo at a time, and have servo number 1 be exactly the same as servo number 50,000. So that's what we pride ourselves on, making sure we have the best in factories, best engineers. We're constantly improving the servos. We've come up with a newer gearbox design that spreads out the load for more durability. So there's a lot of these things where we're upgrading to more brushless servos as we find motors that meet our specifications and can pass our very tough durability tests. We're trying to present a product to the market where, yes, this servo is going to survive in your application, survive in the environment that you're putting your product into, and you can confidently use it. And it is a little bit more money, but it's worth every penny of it. So that's what we're here. We're here meeting so many of our customers. We get a chance to meet with them, see them again, talk about some of the exciting stuff coming. They're asking, hey, when's my next delivery? And so this is the place to come. You can see them in person. It's always great talking to your customer face to face. That's probably the best thing about the show, is getting to actually shake hands, talk one-on-one with your customer, because at the end of the day, your customer is the most valuable asset you have as a company, and we're out there celebrating our 50th anniversary with our customers also.
Okay, so let's talk about that durability and reliability. Is that a function of better materials or more precise construction, or a bit of both?
Precise construction is a big part of it. You're limited on materials you can use. We've gone to a lot of hardened steel and a lot of the gear sets, but quality steel. But the precision that the case is made with, the tolerances that are so precise to not introduce any undue wear, increasing the load ratings for like radial loads and axial loads on the servos that will keep the gear train from wearing prematurely, causing the motor to wear prematurely, but to put more durability numbers out there, to put more mean time before failure information out there to the customer, to go in and tell a customer with, like, we want you to test this until you kill it and try to kill it. And they're like, we can't kill it. And so it's introduced more markets, adding more safety features. We have a new servo over there that has a thermal cutoff, a programmable thermal cutoff. So if it reaches a certain temperature and you can set that temperature, it can turn the servo off completely. It can reduce the power. It can reduce the power until it gets down to another temperature. Then it'll come back on. So you've got all these options.
Thus increasing the durability and
increasing the durability, but also offering another safety protocol that says, hey, if this servo's in this application, and you have to make sure if something gets hot that the servo realizes it and shuts down before anything else bad happens. And a lot of environments, the foreign objects are introduced, and It can cause linkage to stall, but if the servo is able to recognize that, say, hey, something's wrong, I need to stop doing what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into a thermal situation that's going to have a poor end result. The servo can make that choice on its own.
So you are wanting your customer to not have to worry about the servo, right? That's one component they just can rely on.
When we're asking the customer to pay a little bit more money for a product, there's going to be other competitive products out there that are similar in shape. They might be similar in rated torque and speed, but less expensive. Why does that customer want to go out and spend a few more dollars to get the Hitec product? And we show them, well, it's going to last this much longer. You're actually going to save money in the long run. But you have all these other added features. Not all of our competitors have such a broad lineup of all the different servos, their own canned servos, RS-45. So, we can meet the different needs of our customers better than anybody else. We also have more servos than anybody else has. We have over 200 different servos to choose from.
And like you said, the manufacturing capability to deliver in large quantities.
And we're ISO 9001, ISO 14001. We have big customers, some of the biggest companies on the planet coming out and walking our factory floor to do their inspections. To be able to prove that we can have the consistency and the quality that's required for these customers, that we're right there, it's ready to go. So, we're talking to some of those customers here at the show too, and that's great. We love seeing those people.
Right. So, looking forward, we're going to see more and more systems, more mobility. How do you foresee the servo market going?
It's gonna. There may be a few more protocols that end up being used, some different flavors of can. We're working on some underwater servos, so servos that'll be 20 bar or 100 bar pressure rated. More, bigger, better, faster, stronger. That's where we're going. And so we're showing two new SG servos this year. That's our industrial line. Different sizes, different shapes, higher voltages. So servos that go from anywhere from like the typical servo voltage range, which is like 5 volts to 8 volts. Then we have 8 volts to 32 volts. A lot of 24 volt servo and higher. So meeting the needs of the market, and mostly to do with the aerial, the unmanned systems here. Mm-hmm. But it goes into automotive, a lot of other applications, the underwater, autonomous vehicles. So we're excited about those new markets and making, newer, stronger, faster products for those markets.
Okay. And are you continually refining your construction processes? Because, like you said, these things are getting into different niche capabilities and responsibility, I guess. So how do you continually improve that aspect of it?
A lot of it has to do with the actual manufacturing of itself and maintaining the standards that we need to for high quality, consistent manufacturing. Looking for new materials too. We are introducing a new type of resin that is 3.5 times stronger than the previous resin, so we can make gears that are lighter and stronger. So we're looking for those. We're actually making some new cases out of this resin too. That's going to be a lot stronger. As these servos have gotten stronger, we're also realizing that some of the servo arms aren't strong enough. So we'll go out and we'll do our destruction tests on servos, and we can't break the servo, but we can break an arm in 5 minutes. And so we have to go out and buy, a steel arm versus aluminum arm. So, there's things like that. It's like you build something stronger, what's the next thing to break? And it's the same for some of our customers too. It's like, well, the servo didn't break, but I broke these hinges. I broke these control horns, and so you always find what's the next weakest point, and then you go work on that to make that even better.
Okay. Do you think people realize just the critical importance of servos? Probably people at this show do, but
it's taken for granted. But the good thing about it is to not have to think about it too much. That's a good thing in the long run. What people don't realize, even some of our customers, it takes some education. It's like, why are we different from competitive product? Well, It's the quality of the components, the motors, how we make the gears, the strength of the gears, the design of the gears, the precision of the gears, and that makes the whole servo more durable, and it's going to survive in that application. And it's okay. Servo is it's basically a motor with a gearbox. What's so hard about it? Well, it's hard to make it correct, and hard to make it correct when you're making 1 million servos. So, and that's what really sets Hitec above the competition.
So what else would our viewers need to know about servos, do you think?
Quality of the motor, quality of the gear set, quality of the construction. That's really what it comes down to. And when you look at pricing, pricing a lot of times has to do with the quality of the motor that's inside it. So, I get asked, hey, why don't you have a servo this size and this configuration? And I'm like, I can't find a motor on the planet that will meet our standards. So if you're looking at someone else's product with that size and these promises of this torque and speed, that motor would not pass muster in a Hitec product. Therefore, we're not going to bring it to the market until we can find that motor or build that and design that motor ourselves, which is not an easy feat.
Right.
We do make a few of our own motors, and that was years and years in development just to make those motors.
So again, you want to be the product that the customer doesn't have to worry about.
So we're not willing to bring an inferior product to the market. And it's like we want this size category because it has its place, but we're not going to compromise and bring something that's not good enough just because it needed to fit a spot in the market.
That seems like a pretty good place to leave it. Let's plan to meet back in 50 years to celebrate that.
Well, I'm not too many years behind you, so maybe the medical technology will catch up, and we can meet in 50 years.
Well, if you can get in that market, I think
absolutely.
we'll do it.
Yep.
All right,
Well,
thank
you very much. Appreciate it.